as the protagonist inserts the key card and opens the door, not knowing what bloody menaces could appear. Looking around, they simply see tables, control panels, screens, a weird little walkway where they see the protagonist realizing, is that the prehistoric dino cardboard cutout they saw earlier? Last episode, if you haven't watched it. The protagonist, not wanting to interrupt this very hungry dinosaur, decided to just, fall in. Now, the friendly dinosaur over there turns the different keys on his head lighting up as he begins running right at us. The protagonist preparing to tussle down with this Triceratops. They watch as this mate gets absolutely WWE slammed, body slammed, right hook, and then bashed into the ground by the seemingly doughy assailant. Then Mr. 7 seconds of screen time gets beheaded, his head rolling in front of us. The protagonist seeing this new doughy compadre. This doughy person running up.
Don't worry.
As they don a blue top, not top ever, blue hat, reminiscent of the doughy character from the beginning of our adventure.
I was told.
As Doughy analyzes the protagonist before ultimately helping us up.
This way. Follow me.
Doughy, walking away, comically leaves his head behind for a few seconds. The protagonist, rather than not getting consumed by what is essentially sentient Play-Doh, as you might say in America, decided to just keep pushing.
Interrogation rooms.
They might realizing interrogation room. The protagonist realizing that's a wee bit messed up of Playtime go, but chuckling at Doughy's funny remarks about not exactly being easy on the scientist. The protagonist walks up to see Doughy squeezing through some bars. His Doughy frame squeezing through, but forcing him to leave behind his weird little hat. The protagonist pulling bars off a door, which is a Doughy shapes into something unique. A bloody bridge. The protagonist carefully realizing they can actually walk on the mate, so I just keep moving after having just walked on their new ally, who's also seemingly mates with Puppy herself.
So,
watching as Doughy becomes another platform, the protagonist continues,
Ollie said she was around.
turning back to him as he sits stabbing a bridge.
He also said we can trust you. I really hope that's true.
The protagonist thinking, of course, mate, you can trust us. It's a look we've killed over toys that have crushed us, right? Innit? I do, man. Protagonist, realizing they probably shouldn't antagonize the giant Doughy beefcake, so sees the mate as he begins to squeeze himself through a crack in the wall.
There's a safe place up ahead. It's not too far from here.
The protagonist, seeing the door closed, goes back to where they last saw Doughy.
You can't fit through here.
The protagonist, rolling their eyes, looks around.
Hey, pal. Let's see if we can't get these doors open. You check out there. I'll look back here.
The protagonist, finding some very useful chains, begins hooking them up to the bloody door in it. Finding a lever, they also realizes these mates may need that. Suddenly Doughy throws something, and another lever, which they have just thrown, could have possibly hit our mate, the protagonist. The protagonist, though, just installs it and grabs the last bloody chain. Then they go to pull the levers. Pulling one. Ooh. What? As they realise one's missing, and then they go to the last one, realising they need one last bloody lever in it. So, they go into one of the guard towers and look around. realising this place really
Is that
was
you
a
in
bloody
there?
prison.
Find anything yet?
Protagonist realising they're about to as they enter the code 3021. The container opens, revealing a backup levy, and the protagonist, taking this helpful piece of metal, goes back downstairs. The protagonist realising why has this bloody make remind him of a certain voice actor from very popular indie shows, but now apparently indie games. Inserts image of Michael Kovac.
Over here.
The protagonist realising they Doughy can't, you need to slow down, mate. The protagonist I made of dough like you, mate. And so the protagonist, trying to catch up to their gooey new friend, continues on, opening up doors and anything else they can't find to then locate a vent. And so, going with the tried and true Among Us vent strat, provided they don't fall through the bloody vent, because that Cassie meme from Ruin will never get bloody old, and comment if we should cover that game.
Generator's in a pretty bad
Looking
state,
a bit
so
doughy, they see where they
try
can
to
go.
keep the power off in here. I'll turn it on for you, though. It'll open a door downstairs.
The protagonist thinking, alright mate, they can handle some weird little electrical work. They did it in chapter 1, 2, and bloody 3.
Use this.
As though he slows them down a very helpful battery. Turning back, they see Doughy's hand had run away. Remembering there's a side room, they wonder if there's some useful equipment. Maybe a new grab pack hand, or maybe some bloody food or something, because the mate starves right now. And they don't want to resort to bloody cannibalism in it. Not yet, at least. Finding a gear, they take it. Maybe thinking they might use it as a shield or something. I don't know. It's like this Iron Elden Ring. It's bloody puppy Playtime. The game that's been made has had more content farms made about it than bloody FNAF. And so the protagonist gets doing some nice gear working. Looks around for the last bloody gear they need in it, and they find it. Fixing up Doughy's electricity and hoping they can charge a pretty penny in it. The protagonist continuing on, hears things scuttling around, wishing that they don't have to find out. They get out their flare horn just in case any bloody critters decide to slide on them, with them ready to express their Second Amendment rights at a peak's moment. Attaching a cable to a fridge blocking their way, they say they need a lever, and so looking around, they find after shooting the critter, loading them up, as they begin loading up this critter more than I ran in modern day, they collect their little lever. Pulling the lever, it reveals a hallway, and throwing the flag on, they suddenly get grabbed by a long arm and see as the might say, puppy and Kissy, for turning left and seeing what looks to be spider legs, might realising the bloody prototype in it. This bloody thing that could be the prototype walking past, having been right behind them. Then we turn back to puppy to say, as we get moved somewhere else.
Into the safe haven from there.
Looking round, the two mates don't see much in it.
When I say so, we go.
As the very short tense
Go.
moment comes to an end, as we all begin moving. Puppy and Kissy seem, as the protagonist looks back at Kissy, who's not only burned, but also has a damaged arm in it. The protagonist seeing the entryway, the safe haven, as they wait for Kissy to get there, firing shells at the door. Kissy bangs on it, and they run. The protagonist, followed by a couple others, run in.
Hurry!
Kissy setting Puppy down, they rapidly close the door.
What's going on?
Derry, hearing the disturbance, runs in, concerned for Kissy,
Goodness.
and then noticing Puppy.
Happened.
We need to get her help. Now!
Poppy.
Derry, seemingly confused at Puppy's presence,
Take her
prepares
to
to
one
look
of the
in
vents.
safe haven.
I'll check the defenses. See if something's.
Derry, looking through the bars, doesn't see much.
It's him!
Puppy revealing it's the prototype that's out there.
Brought him
Derry
down?
gets upset knowing that Puppy's endangered everyone in there.
We'll talk about this later.
Derry,
For now,
clearly upset,
I'll
calms
make
down a
sure
little bit.
Out there is where he stays.
Derry running off. Let's leave the protagonist with Puppy Kissy. The AI,
Over
or
here.
whatever you want to call it, looking down safe haven. Kissy and Puppy heading to some beds while the protagonist simply watches the mates. Kissy, who also has the left part of her
Get some
head
rest,
burnt up,
okay?
seems to be okay but injured in it. Protagonist wondering what could have bloody happened.
Didn't know it had gotten this bad.
As the protagonist crouches, the puppy's
I need to make
level.
this right. What I said on the elevator, it's true.
Protagonist thinks the orphans
weren't
are
killed
alive.
during the hour of Joey. They were taken. They're below, in the labs. The prototype's home. They are alive, but sleeping.
Protagonist realizing, can they that a lot, mate?
And he knows we're here. So, if we're going to free them and stop the prototype, we need to plan for both at the same time. The red smoke he redirected from Playcare? It's an accelerant. All it needs is high pressure and a little spark, and it ignites. The plan is this. We'll fill the foundation with smoke and line it with old mining charges. Then once you, me, and Kissy have freed the orphans, our friends here will blow this place sky high. That's our revenge. For now, go to Doey. See what he needs.
The protagonist, agreeing, stands up, leaving Puppy and Kissy. Turning to the left, the protagonist, mate, walks around the safe haven, seeing batteries, food, supplies, everything in
Hiya,
it,
pal.
before seeing Dewey.
Got something I want to talk to you about. In here.
Dewey, pointing to a room, walks inside, the protagonist following in suit. As the protagonist sees a red
Heard
hand
what you did
scanning,
above.
which they try and use.
You survived. If it's all true, we need your help. The voice out there,
And if it
the one in
was.
the prison, they called him the Doctor.
The protagonist realizing,
Dr. Harley Sawyer.
Harley
He was the
Sawyer.
scientist.
The protagonist realizing
charge of
they
creating
couldn't figure out his first name, but now they knew.
us.
Dr. Harley Sawyer.
We don't
The
know what
might
he is,
made them.
how he's still alive, but he works with the prototype. Hunting us, starving us, making
The protagonist
us
wanting
sick
Dewey to
and-
calm down and doesn't continue.
He controls it all with an Omni-Hand, we think. The executives used them. It's a battery, a key, the master control to anything in the entire factory. And with it, he commands everything down here. Everything but this. Runs completely on its own grid, away from the prison. For a time, it kept us safe. But now, I need you to stop the Doctor. To take his Omni-Hand. We'll need it for the generator. And
Protagonist realizing,
Red
isn't
Smoke
it this a bit
Foundation.
dangerous?
You'll need it too. The toys out there in Safe Haven. They're my family. I understand what Poppy wants. What she believes is right. Destroy the factory. Destroy him.
Protagonist realizing, yeah,
I
but
ask you to consider
can he
if
sacrifice
we
anything
throw
but
everything away. Everyone. Just to kill the prototype. How much do we waste? I know the others might believe it's right. That we should bury everything. But... let's just think.
as though he takes off his hat, showing that he
Head for the
genuinely
infirmary
means what he's
whenever you're
saying.
ready to leave. There's sewer access inside. That's your safest path to the no man's land. And to him. But if you need to catch your breath, our safe haven is also yours.
The door opens and Dewey lets the protagonist leave while he goes back to working on the generator. The protagonist realizing they can't go nowhere else but forward. As they ran forward, jumping at the side of a catnap toy. The protagonist thinking, you want food, mate? You want bloody food? As we begin shooting this poor little catnap with flares. The protagonist thinking, there's your bloody food, you wee little cat cut. Sorry, what am I not allowed to say on this, mates? Unless it's a bloody music video, I can't say that word. The cat tried to kill me. Ugh. Stupid higher-ups thinking they can...
wrong, Poppy. What you want.
It's the best for everyone.
As the
Dewey.
protagonist
That no
listens
trace
in on
of this
Puppy
place
and
was
Dewey's
found.
conversation.
We agreed to that.
I know. But us. Everyone in there. We're not just things gone wrong. We're people. Can't you see that?
I can. And I'm sorry.
They look up to me, Poppy. And I've looked after them the best I could. You disappeared. You left us. We looked and we looked, and there was just nothing. No sign of you. Can you even tell me why?
I had to leave. I had no choice.
That's not good enough. We've starved down here. We've been haunted. And now you're asking us to burn everything? All of
Protagonist
us?
realizing so there really is inner beef between the two mates.
Protecting these toys. And they've saved us in more ways than one. We
Poppy, she needs you. Done what I could.
I wish there were another way, Dewey. But I just don't see it. We'll talk about this later.
The protagonist turning away, and also I'm a wee bit annoyed. I can't say that word on this bloody channel, innit? We're not even family friendly. Okay, maybe we are trying to appeal to that demographic, but you've seen the Clumsy multiverse? I won't say that bloody word if it makes DJ happy. Stupid higher-ups. What do you mean no criticising the leadership of this channel? Might as well call this Russia at that point. The protagonist wondering and realising there really is inner beef. Unlike me with my... The protagonist, collecting a tape, realises it's probably not that important, innit? Then they find a Dewey cardboard cut out.
There. I'm Joey. I can be anything you need. Good thing I have your imagination to give me shape. I can never make up my mind. When you want a little fun, stretch around, play around, fun.
The protagonist, disturbed, decides trauma and in it worth it to hear Dowie, so they grab a weird light thing and look around.
Can you hear me? There's something. When you get the Omni... Hopefully, it's nothing.
Protagonist realizing all he made. Stop using S-Mobile! Protagonist upset at all these poor choice in bloody phones internet providers begins pulling something over. And after doing that in it, the protagonist looks around, seeing a power pole they can now pull. The protagonist, seeing one last power pole they can grab, grabs it and pulls it up. Hooking it up, they then run and look for where they need to plug it in, and they complete the bloody puzzle. Running forward, they see a bloody thing they can grab, and they Tarzan their way across. They haven't heard that joke in a while, mates. And so, putting their hands on the scanners, they prepare to face whatever unimaginable bloody horror waits beyond this door. And so, waiting a few seconds, they suddenly get slashed by Yarnaby, the tigerous monster, or lioness monster, coming out. They might realizing enough looking at the cutie, they run and manage to get away from the cutie pie, who really does not look like a bloody monster and just looks like someone who could use a bloody hug in it. Running around, the protagonist finds a lever which they struggle to grab because they don't know how to use their bloody grab pack. After finally figuring the wee mates out, they see what they need. But thinking Yarnby's gonna come out of nowhere, they grab it and begin immediately hitting the keycard scanner. The protagonist, being spoiled by the ops, quickly ducks in a hiding spot. The monstrous slyness, adorableness mate Yarnaby, searching through the mate. The protagonist is absolutely destroying this machine, runs into a conveyor belt. Yarnaby's spotting us, and he runs into his own little place to get somewhere else. The protagonist realizing they're about to get turned into mulch, or sorry, gravel in it. The protagonist gets ready, swinging across the grinder and taking a left before taking a right and crouching under some boxes. And totally not seeing what looks like blood on the floor, gets ready to pull lever, seeing a button they can hit. They do. And they see a blue hand scanner, which they use, hoping to get away from the adorable mate Yarnaby. Yarnaby. Why does that sound so good in that? And after pulling a lever, they see they need to get some weird more hand scanners. And now they start scanning the mate. Backing up, they hear Yarnaby. Hearing Yarnaby approaching, they duck into the cover. The mate Yarnaby stalking them through what would be a wild savannah, but instead it's just a dirty, messy warehouse. You might be thinking it's clear. Goes and begins hitting the scanner. Hoping it finishes quickly, the protagonist ducks in the cover. The mate Yarnaby having no clue what next to him. They might also realising Yarnaby could probably knock over these barrels and rip them in half if they wanted to. So I just, keep quiet, do you want to down there? We don't want to anger the fluffy lion. After that, they get to the last scanny. As they see something approaching, after doing that, they jump in their cover, hearing everything going off everywhere. Looking up, they see the mate Yarnaby, but they don't fret. The mate walking away. The protagonist begins bolting it. As they begin to absolutely streak their way back to the area. They hit the button in order to redirect power to a more favourable location. And after hitting a button, they quickly run and jump and hit this level and hit another button for taking a right. Where they look around and grab a lever. And then they start running, looking for where they need to go. And after pulling the lever, they get into cover. And after crouching down, right here, Yarnaby. Hearing the mates stalking around, the protagonist realises they need to pull the lever in order to get out of here. And after doing some crazy shit, they unlock the door and jump underneath it, Yarnaby disappearing. And after pulling a lever, they complete the puzzle and can finally escape no man's land. Seeing the door behind them close, they realise they're gonna be just bloody fine. Until we see Yarnaby and realise, oh, it's time to run! Getting a big head start against the big fluffy menace. The protagonist realises they need to run. They need to become the Michael Phelps of running. The protagonist, knowing the 4 damage, realises 4 fucking minute. The protagonist, keeping his cool, goes to just put his hand on the scannies and try again. I guess it's not the first bloody death of the episode. Realising the big fluffy mate's gonna chase them, they prepare accordingly. They book it. That's really their way of preparing coordinately. Hearing the mate behind them, the protagonist, not wanting to end up like DJ during his bloody puppy playtime stream, just begins going as fast as his wee little mate legs will carry him. And like Yarnaby, who's just a joint boy, the mate gets grabbed and dies to the bloody ferry and not to the bloody fire. Oh, it doesn't start with the same bloody hell in it. So, after crashing out a wee bit, the protagonist puts their things on there and there, slowly but surely getting annoyed at the developments. Seeing them at Yarnaby with a nice close-up before running. The mate Yarnaby looking for a free meal in the form of our protagonist, This continued the pursuit even after not only killing us before, but also watching us get turned into some crispy sandwiches. As the protagonist jumps across, Yarnaby grabbing onto a bloody chain. The mate's scrambling as he tries to grab onto the surface, but slides into the molten level below. The protagonist, looking at where the mate just died, just starts laughing it up, knowing that that's what it feels like to die to bloody full damage in it. And so, being very professional with that death, they begin unlocking yet another bloody door. And getting into an elevator, they wait for it to take them even deeper into this big bloody factory. Exiting, they look around, not seeing anything special. Taking some turns, they find the mate Derry the Dosive Man, sir.
Oh, it's you!
Derry excited to see
The
us.
doctor...
Looks skeptical at
No,
if the doctor's
don't suppose
dead
he is
or if he's
then?
still being a mechanical menace.
I've been here gathering parts for the generator.
Looking what they've gathered, they realise, oh, as Dowie begins getting freezed over there, turning into some icy Dowie, and protagonist panicking pulls a lever. The mate Dowie, temporarily frozen, begins going through some weird pains. Can't blame the mate. After opening a door, they grab onto a chain and swing across, just like before the Yarnaby fight. Looking around, they don't see much, so they go through some rocky dugouts. And then they hear this bloody... Maybe I shouldn't say that word.
It appears you are every bit what the prototype.
Annoyed that I can't say that word, the protagonist begins jumping up.
Such rare quality, and never noticed. Fun.
The protagonist, flattered but not persuaded, continues.
I'm curious. Why come back?
The protagonist, realising because of a note,
A glimpse of your home. Was there someone you loved here? Someone you'd lost?
the protagonist, trying to ignore Mr. TV Man, continues looking around.
Aren't you here?
The protagonist, trying to decide to just ignore the bloody mate. Knowing that even though he's a super intelligent, you know, TV-headed man, decides to just ignore him and try and get to it. Okay. This bloody Frost, mate. I'm not trying to end up like Jack Bloody Frost. After grabbing a key card and feeling like they just lost probably a lot of layers of skin from the freezing temperatures, they look around. Not exactly saying much until they see where they just were. Walking around, they see Rocky walling, and then they enter a very nice looking home area. Seeing a blue hand scanner, they go to use it, but Mr. TV Man comes out. Protagonist, seeing they need a blue hand scanner, looks around.
Poppy said you had strong.
Finding a battery, the protagonist grabs it.
Oh, so innocent. Did she tell you her
Protagonist realizes what?
part? Or did she leave out that huge...
Protagonist, using this stolen blue hand, and frees their other hand and unlocks the door.
Has she not strung you along, betrayed you, and told you only what you knew?
Protagonist, pulling on something,
Exactly as he
reveals it's a power cord, and not wanting to hear this TV man, just goes to destroy some of his organs. The protagonist, seeing a massive bloody area down there, ignores it.
Meat rots and loses its function. It's as replaceable as anything else. You're accomplishing nothing.
Protagonist ignoring the TV heading right. Realizes what they need to do. After entering the right code the first time, they look around. Seeing what they're looking for, another power cord. Looking around for where they can plug it in. They see another one of the bloody doctor's organs, destroying it. And after leaving that area, they get jumped by an ugly rat, who knocks off a gas mask. The protagonist realizing they don't even have it, they don't even have a gas mask, just ignores it. Seeing they can't go back, they just decide to get out of there, finding a new area where they can use their red hand and get a box close enough to hopefully allow them to jump onto a platform, use their purple hand to absolutely yeet themselves upwards. Looking up, they see a nice thing they can swing across. Hearing something, they look around and go and jump, but their purple hand suddenly doesn't work anymore. The protagonist realizing, what? And the protagonist realizing there's no way out but for getting electrocuted. The protagonist drops down into a weird cage.
Poor Yarnaby was my only pet.
As they look around, seeing doors closing, the protagonist tries to jump out the way, but realizes that's trapped in some sort of Hunger Games thing. And after losing a wee bit more blood, they totally didn't need that in it. Protagonist goes to grab a battery, but it's a bloody catnap toy. Begins blocking them. Bloody hell in it, the protagonist realizes. Getting killed, the protagonist realizes. Bloody great. Protagonist now knowing what to expect, just does the thing.
A blind scaring the rat. You think poor Yarnaby?
The protagonist, yet again seeing all these doors closing, sees the door ahead of them. Protagonist, even after trying to bloody dodge, still gets hit. Protagonist being chased by this oversized lamb, being trying to grab the bloody battery. Protagonist basically playing ring around the bloody Rosie. Grabs the bloody battery finally. They begin looking around and finding the batteries they need. The bloody protagonist looking around realizes there's another thing they can grab. And after grabbing it, they look around. This angry shapey, chasing him around still. Protagonist seeing an open door, grabs a key card from within, and then reroutes power to something more useful. The protagonist, doing what they need to do, jumps into a room.
You're taking the moral high road. Is that what you believe?
The protagonist realizing what?
Dear friend, let me illuminate for you an obvious truth. Survival necessitates choices. Difficult choices. This one is yours. If you want to leave this room, it'll come at a cost.
Protagonist
It's
realizing
this
what?
little life or yours.
Now knowing
You know
mistakes,
what you have
protagonist
to
wonders
do.
what they should do.
Just the slightest pull, and you snuff whatever minuscule bit of light still flickers behind those faraway eyes. That brutish glob of clay would do it. Poppy would do it.
Protagonist wondering, can one
It's
actually
your
do
wish.
that, right?
The door will open.
Until the dark depth begins
Is maintaining
continuing.
the veil of your morality.
With
more
morality
important.
specifically being in quotation
Act
marks.
quickly.
Protagonist realizing there's nothing else I can do. As they burn the doctor's organs, but also kill the creature.
So, you do understand. Good, good. Come now. Let's see which of us beasts of burden destiny favors.
The protagonist, waiting for the door to open, sees everything powered on. And jumping onto the elevator before the mate, Boba can happily hamlet them. Protagonist, let's get out of there. The elevator happily opening. Protagonist then realizing, right, that the doctor in it, they don't go a bloody hand. Realizing the doctor probably knows that and doesn't care, decides to continue on. The gate opening, and the protagonist realizing they're really about to bloody do this, innit? Looking at the elevator, they realize it's time to go to the doctor's office.